3. 1, 2, 3. Test. Yeah, nice. Bam! The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European Time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's in Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything else. Today we're gonna look at the dollar index, the stock market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, what's happening there. And as you can see in the title, we kind of dropped down, but we kind of didn't. That's why, we kind of dropped, but kind of didn't yet. We're gonna see if we're gonna drop down a little bit today, but there's that. How's everybody doing, chat? And of course, at the end of the stream, we're gonna do some, Q&A. If you guys got any questions, I'm in good mood. I slept well, so it's all good. How's everybody doing in the chat? Mladen is in the chat. How you doing, man? 25 SUD. Hello, Sasha. What's up? How you doing? One garlic keeps the vampires away. I don't know what you've been drinking, man. Cryptoras. Morning, everybody. Morning. Gort is in the chat. The most bearish of them all. We'll see 16K by next Sunday. This is financial advice. Damien, morning. How you doing, man? Unless it goes down this week for whatever reason on Thursday, interest rate decision. Yeah, next Thursday, 22nd of September, it's an interest rate decision. That's also going to affect the market. So we are waiting for that to see, how that's going to play out. Sound mute, this, that. Let's see down here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Nami. How you doing, man? Level Monster is in the chat as well. Nick is fine now. Yo, what if we go below 18.5? I don't know, man. 18.5 is pretty low. It's pretty low. So we're going to talk about, what's happening right now, and that is that. Guys, again, you're the blue balls. You're the blue balls. The blue balls. The blue ball is not going to stay here forever, So I'm just, putting that out there. Now, there is a very nice channel down here, as you can see, this on 1 hourly on Bitcoin. And, we did drop down significantly. And right now we have this move towards downside. This is not a bear flag, guys. This is not just the same way that once we went up here and we had a channel towards the upside. This is not a bull flag. A bull flag goes towards downside, and bear flags usually go, they tend to, swing to upside and then drop down, and bull flags tend to go down and go towards upside. So this is called exhaustion pattern. At least I'm calling it exhaustion pattern, because the price pumps and then gets exhausted towards upside. Now if it is very, very bullish, it continues towards upside. We actually managed to go a little bit higher up here and then drop it on the downside. This on the downside is the same thing. We drop down, and right now we are having this exhaustion pattern on the downside over here in some kind of channel, and this is more bullish than bearish. So the way I see it, we are getting exhausted on the bottom. So the question is, will this actually break towards downside? If you look at Ethereum, for example, you'll see down here on Ethereum that we actually broke a very important level of support. And if you zoom out a little bit more, there is this white line over here. We broke that towards downside, but I did use these wicks on the bottom side to create another line down here, and we are still at some kind of support, called last support level or whatever. But we still look like we are on some kind of support on the downside. We're gonna go back to Ethereum in a second. Let's just go back a little bit more to Bitcoin and see what's happening up here. So Bitcoin it has this exhaustion pattern towards downside. If you look at some indicators down here, this looks over here to me that it is consolidating, of course, towards upside. This doesn't mean that the momentum is decreasing or anything like that, but we do have some kind of divergence on the charts over here, bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame, and with the exhaustion pattern, bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame and stuff like that. I think there is more likelihood right now towards upside than towards downside. Now, I've been wrong before. I think I even been wrong yesterday. What I say really does matter. You're only watching this for entertainment, not financial advice and all of that. The megaphone pattern on the 4-hourly is bearish. On the 4-hour, there is no megaphone pattern. I don't see megaphone pattern. You would say that maybe this over here is megaphone pattern, but there is no megaphone. I think it's a channel. I think it's channel. Downtrending channels are bullish, guys. Downtrending channels are bullish. Now, let's look at the volume up here a little bit. What you're gonna see here that we have been increasing the volume up here through this move on the move towards downside. The volume has been decreasing. If you go a little bit towards downside, you'll see that also we have had decreasing volume while we are consolidating in a downtrend. downtrend over here. So we having decreasing volume in a downtrend with bullish divergence on the bottom, exhaustion pattern in a channel. Everything to me right now says that this maybe just probably is gonna go towards the upside, and I'm not bearish. I'm not that very much bearish. To tell you the truth, guys, I'm not very much bearish. Over here on the daily time, 2-day time frame up here, we had kind of slight increase in volume up here, but it's just a so slight increase in volume down here, and I don't see anything else that might actually indicate that we are extremely bearish or something like that. We got this bearish engulfing candle up here, but there is still 2 days left on the chart. 2 days left on the chart. We still got a bullish cross on the MACD down here. The bullish cross has not turned around yet. It's still in technically an uptrend up here. We got a bullish cross here at the top somewhere, and it's the bullish cross on the weekly time frame, which is very bullish always, is actually very good. Now we are very close to creating this divergence on the downside over here. You can see here, if you start going down, there will be slight divergence up here, because this is a technically very hard move to correct. So if you go down below, what's that, 19.5 give or take, I think there will be a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. Now previously there was almost bearish divergence. You can see here right now we don't have this bearish divergence on the chart. We have actually no divergence up here. And if you look at the RSI actually as well is going down. So the price is going down, the RSI is going down, everything was looking good. But when we had this full week towards the upside, and we were actually going towards the upside, there was actually a divergence up here on the chart, and we were also calling for maybe we are gonna go towards downside a little bit up here. Eventually I didn't think that it's gonna happen this fast, but it did happen that fast. And this move towards downside was kind of neat, guys. When anytime you have an impulsive move, these are impulsive move, guys. These are impulsive move. I'm going to show you up here. This over here is impulsive move. Entirety of this impulsive move. When you go this fast towards downside, oftentimes you get some kind of zigzag pattern on the bottom, some kind of consolidation, because the RSI and everything else needs to adjust to the price. And once this adjustment is actually done, that's when you can actually go down and go towards the upside. So I still don't see any kind of downside yet, because if you look at an RSI down here on the bottom side, we did hit some kind of 30-40 levels up here, but we are still making these divergences on the chart. So the reason I'm looking at actually on the RSI is to see when these divergences will be finished, and once these divergences have corrected itself and RSI is following the price, that's usually when you get some kind of next move towards the upside or downside. This hasn't happened yet. We still got a little while to go, so there is that. Still 2 days left on the weekly time frame. This looks like a bearish engulfing candle towards the downside, which is very bearish, but we might just, if we go below the 19.5 down here, we just might create this bullish divergence towards the upside. Again, this part over here does not look that bearish to me. We did fall through a very important level down here. Thankfully we are still above that level. Over here, that's the line up here, give or take. You can see the line. We are still we hit that level down here, and we are still bouncing off of that level, but we didn't actually break the level, right? There has definitely been line that has been broken. There was, of course, this very nice line, give or take. I think it's somewhere up here. You can see up here we came all the way up to the top up here, very nice, holding these bottom wicks up here, fake out towards the upside, held barely up here, and then dropped down. Then we came to retest that line, and right now we are back down again. But when it comes to the lines, over here, this was a very important line, but you gotta always use the bottom, always use the biggest wicks to see the last line of the support. So the last line of support for us is again down at 18.5, 18.6, give or take, towards downside. So if you do drop downside, it's still not gonna be technically that bad yet. But if you start breaking on the downside, we might see lower levels. But I'm not that worried, guys. I'm not that worried. I like how this is actually developing, and I think everything is nice and dandy. Everything is nice and dandy in the world of Bitcoin, and you can see up here also we have the support up here on the very important level of support. We did go down a little bit down here, all the way down to 19.5, but we are still above that. So this channel towards downside up here still holding very nicely, still holding very nicely. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum is a whole different ballpark, and you know, the question is whether Ethereum is gonna, you know, be the precursor of what's gonna happen next. Let me just remove these lines. I think these are the channels towards upside over here. Let me just draw a channel, something like this up here. Your take up there, somewhere down here. Let's use this one, doesn't matter. And somewhere up here, I think, yeah, something like this. It looks very nice. Also, this can of course be maybe something like this up here, but you know, it depends where the line is. Really doesn't matter. The thing is that we actually broke it. We actually broke, at least we broke this channel over here towards downside, and it, you know, does look, you know, technically bad. But anytime you have any kind of channel, you break the channel, you probably go down the same distance that you have went before. That's why we always having this channel tool, this midline, because this midline is, you know, 50%, yeah, you know, exactly in the middle of, you know, it's not 0.618, it's 0.5. So when it comes to these channels, you can actually, you know, extract these channels, both sides, towards upside and downside, 50%. Depends on, again, depends on how you draw these channels, right? Over here, I think this one goes up here somewhere, give or take. So we can see, not this tool over here. There we go. And if you see up here up there we go. So here, this is the same channel that we just had, but just extracted to downside and upside. So if you do go down on the downside, we see that, you know, the next level is, you know, 1300 or something like that, if we fail to get support, because you can get support before you actually get to these levels on downside. You know, you can break towards downside and then get support. We didn't have any kind of retest on this line. If you look over here, there has been zero retest on the line, and you know, the question is whether we go all the way down there straight up here without any kind of retest, because oftentimes you do get a retest over here. You broke down, then you try to retest, you know, you kind of, you know, get rejected, kind of retest and stuff like that, right? Oftentimes you get some kind of retest on important level of supports, but you know, we did not get any kind of retest up here. There was two important levels of support up here. You can see up here, you can say that this was some kind of retest and we bounced off of that. That could be the case, but also there is a support all the way down here at 1426 on Ethereum, and you know, maybe there is a move, another move towards downside before we go towards upside. But over here as well, it looks like a extortion pattern. Now when you look at the moving averages and stuff like that, you see that we are a little bit overextended, so some kind of move towards upside, you know, short term might actually be in play. On Bitcoin, it's not that clear, because this 10 moving average up here is very close to the price, but you know, 20 is a little bit extended. But we already got rejected by the 10 once over here. Are we gonna get rejected by the 10 again? That's the big question. I think, you know, we might you know, do another move up here, and then, you know, try to go up, then go down. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not that bearish, guys. I'm not that bearish. Now long term, I just might be bearish, because stocks over here, as you can see, they actually broke a very important level of support. This on the 4-day chart. Let's see on the daily chart up here, they actually broke a very important level of support. Let me see if I can actually make this line a little bit better. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you put the line. The line is always getting broken, and it's broken on the downside. The same thing happened on the Dow Jones. It broke a very important level of support on downside. You can see down here, even if you use this wicks on downside, everything broke, which is quite bad, So you know, the way I see it right now, stock market up here did break a very important level of support. You can see up here that we tried, you know, this downtrend over here, we tried to break in this downtrend, we got rejected. Right now we're breaking the support. I definitely see more downside on the stock market. Now the question is whether stock market and Bitcoin and you know, are gonna go in the same direction, because this kind of looks a little bit bad. I gotta tell you that I'm not actually seeing the price yet drop below the support down here, but we just might have this, you know, nice you know, first move on the falling wedge being created over here, maybe, just maybe. So stock market not doing that well, but you know, dollar index is doing that well. I'm gonna explain you up here. Yesterday we were saying that you know, it just might be that we got some kind of, you know, double top up here where we're gonna get rejected and then go below the support. We did not go below the support. We actually went back up here towards the resistance. We are still at the resistance up here. This still look like it's a triangle in the making over here. You can see up here triangle making, but it is holding very strongly up here at the top. So if it starts breaking this towards the upside, we might see some kind of, you know, 111 and 111, you know, levels on dollar index up here towards the upside. Might be some kind of rising wedge being created up here that will eventually break towards downside. Maybe it even breaks towards the upside and explodes towards the upside, and we get huge, what are you gonna say, we get a huge you know, dump on everything. That can actually be the case as well. But right now it does kind of look a little bit strong, and we are below the support, but kind of looks a little bit strong. So yesterday we had, you know, bullish hopium. Today, not as much, but, you know, there is still some, you know, short-term bullishness in the market. So there is that. So that's what I'm seeing right now. Even though I don't want to correlate Bitcoin that much to the stock market. So the way I'm seeing, and, you know, today is Friday, so, you know, what's gonna happen, you know, today actually stock market might bounce a little bit, because it actually, you know, dumped big time yesterday. So we're gonna see that. So if you look at the stock market up here on the daily time frame, it just dumped, you know, for 2 days straight, big time towards downside, below the support. So, you know, today might be a day that we get some kind of you know, pullback towards the upside. Let's see up here. There's also a big divergence on the chart up here. There is also a big divergence on the chart. So maybe also the momentum is not that strong. So maybe we're gonna get a rally in stock market. If you get that, manage to get back above the resistance up here, that's gonna be very good. If dollar index get rejected up here, that's gonna be very good. So, you know, I think still there is, you know, options for both upside and downside. I would say I'm a little bit more bullish than bearish, but it's a little bit undecisive. It's a little bit undecisive. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Nami posted a expanding wedge chart. Let's check that out. Let's see Nami's chart, expanding wedge. This on the 4-hourly on Bitcoin. Yeah, it is pretty. It's pretty steep towards upside and downside. You know, expanding. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. Let's draw it on our chart so we can actually see it better. You can see down here, yesterday we were drawing some kind of supports on the downside. You know, there's a whole bunch of supports down here between 18.8 and 19.5. There's a whole bunch of supports. So Nami says that this is the expanding some kind of let's go to the 4-hourly. Some kind of expanding, what are we gonna call it? What do you say? Expanding trumpet, expanding instrument, expanding music. This is some kind of expanding music instrument, and I don't think it's expanding any kind of expanding music instrument. It might be some kind of channel. It might be some kind of, you know, some kind of lights, but it's just too wide. You know, oftentimes you will get these very wide channel, which are usually not, you know, these expanding wedges are usually not. The same thing goes for when you get some kind of wedge. If you get some kind of wedge that goes very steeply, strongly, very long towards downside, it's probably not the case. You know, these kind of wedges are normal. These kind of things, you know, very long, you know, tight or something like that, oftentimes are not, you know, the things that we are looking for. Megaphone, yeah, megaphone, music instruments. Spending music instrument, yeah, exactly, 100% success pattern. We're gonna see that. The interest rate decision comes out 4 days before the new moon. We already know. We already know. Maybe. When did you become a believer in the moons, Gord? When did you become a believer in the moons? M21 foto, jutro sale. Dobar petak. Dan za metak. Petak, dan za metak. To je dobro rečeno. Are you still in ETC? Duh, no. I got liquidated like F, man. But I don't think this, you know, expanding instrument pattern. I don't think it is. Expanding dump. Yeah, and if it was, we had a very, 3 nice bounces off the bottom right over here, maybe 1, 2. So right now we're gonna have 3, and then go towards upside. So if it is some kind of expanding instrument, musical instrument, then I see this as a bullish move, then not so much bearish. I don't want to say I didn't short the Rubble paper company. Rubble Blue paper company. Which kind of company is that? So yeah, a little bit more bullish than bearish. Overall, undecisive. The Rubble's doing great. How is Russian stock market doing? Let's check that out. First, let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at metals up here. This is gold. Gold was going in some kind of expanding wedge. It broke the support on downside. I'm definitely seeing again, 16. My prediction on gold was all the way down. I'm gonna show you here. It's all the way down to 1500, and the reason it is on the 1500 and 1400 is because this pattern up here, this extend smack hug, with a move towards upside down pattern, exactly the same pattern Bitcoin did. I'm gonna show you up here. This is exactly the same pattern Bitcoin did up here. Let's go to monthly time. This is exactly the same pattern Bitcoin did. Let's pop the moving averages on the chart up here. So you see here, price goes up, extends, then smacks down, tries to hold the moving averages, tries to go up again, fails up here, and then goes down below the support. And usually this, goes up here and then down there, and then consolidates and then go towards upside. So I'm looking at this 1400, down here, some kind of bottom for gold. So I don't think gold reached the bottom yet. Now, is this good or bad for Bitcoin? I don't know, man. I don't know. Oil, on the other hand, is going down with big moves towards downside. But oil also had this extend smack hug dump pattern on the gold, and you can see here extended, smacked, went up there, tried to go up there to the same way, went up there, went below the support. Right now falling down. I think it might fall down a little bit more. It has this falling wedge down, so it will eventually get out of this falling wedge, but it is still on the way towards downside. It has this extend smack hug dump pattern. It's very good pattern, very consistent, So gold, a little bit unsure what's happening with silver. Silver has been huge divergence on the downside. I think, yeah, huge divergence on the downside, but still below the support down here. Whether the silver is gonna bounce first or not, whether silver and gold is correlated, I am not analyzing that, but there's that. Now let's check the currencies up here. Norwegian currency is getting devalued, of course. It's up to 10, something like that, 10.2. That's quite bad for me. Ruble, USD. Well, no, we want USD ruble. USD ruble. Let's see Russian currency, Forex. No, it's just consolidating down here. It was doing badly, and then it was doing super nice, and right now just having this consolidation pattern up here. So the question up here right now, whether this is gonna continue in this direction towards downside or not. A little bit unsure about that, but I think it just might continue towards upside, because we read that Russia are in the process of enabling stablecoins for doing the cross country payments or whatever it's called, right? And that's also gonna devalue if they start trading in stablecoins instead of ruble. That's also gonna devalue their currency, right? So anything that has to do with the lack of use of the currency devalues the currency, and everything that increases the use of currency increases the value. So the reason this actually dumped on downside, because they said that, hey guys, you gotta pay, if you want my gas and oil, you gotta pay in ruble. So that's why suddenly ruble exploded in strength versus dollar, right? So there's that. But how this is actually gonna play out, not quite sure. How is Russian stock market doing? What's Russian stock market called? It's called something like, let's see here, indexes. Where are my indexes? Indexes, RTSI. Wow, this had a big dump down to 680. You can see the line down here. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Yeah, it did break the trend down here, went below the moving averages, tried to get it back up here, still trying to have this V-shaped pattern, but it's not above the moving averages up here on the monthly time frame. So it doesn't look like it's yet in any kind of recovery up here. If you inverse this a little bit, maybe it's easier to see. Let's just remove the lines up here. If you inverse this a little bit up here, this looks like Bump and run pattern. Bump and run pattern, you got some kind of lead in, you got a bump, and then you got the run pattern. The run pattern usually breaks the supports down here somewhere. I don't know where the support is. Right now, maybe it did break support and then, you know, runs towards downside. Usually down to the bottom of wherever it started, right? So maybe it's gonna go up. Maybe it's gonna, Russian stock market's gonna go up a little bit more. I don't know, man. To me, it looks like a bump and run pattern, but you know, who knows, who knows. The megaphone isn't out of the cards. As you know, for me, we are on the C and the target on it is between 1130 and 1300. That's the bottom for now, in my opinion. Well, we just called, you know, we just said, you know, probability for 1300 could be, you could be right, you know, but the megaphone pattern, you know, a little bit too extended. Trading today, maybe. I'm in good mood, but I got stuff to do, so, you know, when I come home, if kids are not home yet, maybe then. I don't think that's gonna be tonight, but, you know, it could be today. I'm hoping the DXY is its local top and goes down. Well, everybody hopes that. I think we should go into one second time frame on Bitcoin to get a better look. We don't have any positions right now, so you know, 1 second time frame is not actually that important to us. Bitcoin still holding up here. Let's see here for all the time frame. This is inverted chart. So there's that. It's not doing much. It's consolidating. I think there is some kind of triangle up here on the 1 hourly, which we actually you know, we can actually follow that. We can follow the, you know, we can follow the triangles on the 1 hourly up here somewhere. Maybe something like this, maybe some of these other ones, but it looks like, you know, triangle up here. It's not a bearish pattern. Bearish pattern has a longer you know, longer pole and then a, you know, a bearish pennant, but this is a very small pole compared to this over here, so it might be a reversal, some kind of reversal pattern up here. Nice small triangle on the bottom down here. Nice small triangle on the bottom. My daughter 11 months old don't let me watch the live today. It's okay, man. It's okay. Kids priority, you know, and I don't say anything, you know, special, you know, anything, you know. So there's that. I hope the XY got 120. I don't. I want cheaper crypto. While Lunk still pumping, even that person arrested. Lunk is not pumping. It's being traded up and down. It's speculated towards upside. So it's when it's oversold. But see, but it's in a downtrend, right? So if you look here on the daily time frame, you got these big. It's still going towards downside, but it has big swings down, big swings up, big swing down, big swing up. You know, it's gonna do this until it goes down to zero again, right? It's not pumping. It's not pumping. It is going up, but it's going up. You know, people are, you know, still speculating, still trading. Nothing goes down in straight line. I mean, there are definitely rug pulls that go down in straight line, but you know, this kind of stuff, you know, there is always hopium. There is always, you know, bearish momentum. You know, goes up and down. Just because something is up, you know, 10-20% doesn't mean that it's in uptrend. We soon break out. Can you check Cadena TLA? I'm looking at entering a long on it. Okay, Cadena, KDA. Crypto, KDA, Theta. If Bitcoin does something special, you know, this does something special, but right now it doesn't look anything special. You know, it's still below the supports down here. Might be some kind of channel down there. Looks like it's holding the support, so you know, might be some kind of, you know, nice long over here. So if Bitcoin reverses, this might actually reverse towards upside. We're gonna see that. Try to go above this, you know, above this triangle or something like that. I don't think these lines are that nice. I think there are better lines than this one. Yeah, maybe something like this, give or take. This looks a lot better. Something like this. So it is some kind of support down here, you know, but whether, you know, this support is gonna hold, that's a big question. The same thing, the same question, you know, you have for Bitcoin as well. There is no divergence on the chart, nothing special up here that says right now. There was a little, you know, a lot of bullishness up here on the move towards the upside, but you know, then Bitcoin did the thing, and then everything is down. Then everything's down. But it is some kind of support, right? So you know, whether that helps you or not, I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's Bitcoin Daily. Hit the like button on the way out. I'll see you, unsure about tomorrow, but definitely on Monday again, 9 AM Central P time on the dollar. We're gonna see, you know, what's happening. Thanks everybody for stopping by. That's that. I'm gonna do my stuff, you do your stuff, and then, you know, hopefully everybody's gonna be happy at the end of the day, right? Cheers, guys. By the way, one more thing. I'm gonna leave you with, you know, because it's sunny, you know. It's sunny, so we gotta do it. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.
Random rewards are so sweet. Honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity, I'm the path of least resistance. Always lights the way for me. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go Dutch, go Dutch, Doge Daddy, yeah. Go Dutch, go Dutch, Doge Daddy, yeah. Dancing with Teslas and SpaceX. This techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire.